let's talk a little bit about Goldman Sachs, because this is kind of the opposite of Wells Fargo, right? I mean, this is going to be more a story really about the benefits of the investment banking operations, even while credit growth for Goldman remains a challenge.
Yeah, well, I mean, Goldman, we've talked about before, is pushing more into the consumer space. But like you said,
Yeah.
they're still mostly an investment bank. On the consumer side, their consumer banking revenue grew 50% year over year.
There was a
So
lot of
that
good news about Marcus on that call I saw.
there was, and the biggest driver of that 50% was the Apple Card, higher credit
Yeah.
card lending
Yeah.
balances. But just their revenue was off the charts, up 30% year over year. Their earnings were almost $10 a share. That is the biggest quarter Goldman's ever had.
Man.
So during the middle of the pandemic to have your record earnings, that's pretty impressive. I mean
Yeah.
that shattered expectations. And the reason, like I said, is because a lot of investment banking operations do better during tough times.
Mm-hmm.
Goldman's trading revenue was up 29% year over year. Asset management revenue was up 71%. I mean, they're firing on all cylinders. IPO underwriting was doing phenomenally well. I mean, anyone who's followed the market knows that the IPO market has just exploded this year.
Yep.
And equity underwriting is a big part of Goldman's business. So the investment banking business is doing the complete opposite of what Wells Fargo is doing. I'm actually shocked that Goldman is not up for the year. After reading numbers like this, and not just this, the quarter before, if you remember, the second quarter was their second best quarter ever. So I mean, when
Yeah.
you're seeing these kind of numbers, I mean, Goldman trades for about, let me do the math real quick. Goldman trades for about 20 times this quarter's earnings.
Wow.
That's a crazy low valuation. And like I said, I'm shocked that Goldman's not a little more expensive than it is.
Yeah, that's it. It struck me as well. Like looking at this chart and the returns, I mean, Goldman down around 10% for the year, and given the results that they've brought in, certainly feels like they could be better. But I guess that also that speaks a little bit to just the general feeling in the market today regarding banks writ large. I mean, they're all dealing with their fair sets of challenges. It's just, thankfully for Goldman Sachs, they have that investment banking operation to fall back on.
Investment banking revenue is also less consistent. Is worth mentioning.
Yeah, that's a good point there. It's
I
like
mean,
it's like Disney's theater division, right? It's lumpy. Sometimes it's good,
right.
sometimes it's not so
Trading revenue goes like this. It's a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
From quarter to quarter. So just because trading revenue was strong this year has no bearing on what it's going to do next year. Like
Yeah.
as opposed to commercial banking, you build up you build your loan portfolio by $100 billion. That produces residual income that comes in quarter after quarter, whereas investment banking is a lot less predictable. So the market does discount that a little bit.